So the days you stay at town, you can go and do tours, and then back on the boat and transit. Gentle, you know, the hassle of traffic.
Welcome to Amsterdam, capital city of the Netherlands. What better way to experience this compact and very international city than from the unique perspective of its waterways? There certainly are a lot of them. This city has over 100 kilometers of canal. Amsterdam is known for being friendly, open-minded, and progressive. It's a popular place to visit and do business. Just think, in a population of only 800,000 people, you can meet 170 different nationalities.
This area's rich history adds a sparkle that's never far below the surface. During the 17th century, Amsterdam shone especially bright, like gold. This golden age was an extraordinary time. Politics, art, and business all reached new levels of sophistication. Dutch shipbuilders revolutionized sailing. Amsterdam boasted a thriving stock exchange, and painters like Rembrandt and Vermeer produced remarkable art. Near the Rijksmuseum stand a number of 19th century villas that once belonged to leaders of the Industrial Revolution. As the ancient bastions of the Venetian canals came down in the mid-1800s, the city's industrialists filled the gap with luxurious homes as a way to show off their newfound wealth. Today, these villas house a mix of apartments and offices. It features a giant chess set and a chess museum. Light supply is also close by. Once an entry point to the city, it has long been loaded with hostels, theaters, and bars meant to welcome and entertain weary travelers.
What the Netherlands lacks in size, it makes up for in enthusiasm. The Dutch come from a small country, but this hasn't prevented them from making their mark on the world. Their curious nature and tenacity has been apparent since the Golden Age, when Dutch explorers sailed far and wide and set up settlements in faraway places like New Holland and New Amsterdam, which have since been renamed Australia and New York. As a people, the Dutch are eager to learn and have gained some international recognition in many areas, including DJs, music, ice skating, soccer, flower cultivation, water management, and ship and bridge building. The Dutch work hard to stand out from their neighbors while also embracing them. Most Dutch know at least 2 languages, often more.
You may have noticed low iron railings along some of the canals. Wondering who put them there and what they're for? The who is insurance companies, and the why is to keep cars from rolling into the water. Before they were installed, the fire brigade regularly hauled waterlogged vehicles out of the canals. Now, if we could only do something about the bicycles, 200,000 bikes are pulled out of the canals each year with the help of a specially designed frame.
Yes, you can see here, and you will see a lot of canal walls and streets, canal street corners are protected with this iron bar on the corner to prevent cars from rolling into the canal. You can see here on the left side also.
Oh my God.
It was not put there by the government, by the city of Amsterdam, but by the insurance companies together for cars, because it's very often that the car ends up in the canal. There is no bar on the side. On the other side, you will see that it's very difficult to park your car, to step out and get in your car again, and you park them. And they suggest you, if you end up with your car in the canal, they suggest you to wait on a rooftop to be rescued. Otherwise, if you leave your car in the canal, it's not your condition anymore, so the insurance company will not cover it, so you have to pay yourself. They're taking the car out of the canal. Canals are not so deep. We used to say canals are 3 meters deep, 1 meter of water, 1 meter of mud, and 1 meter of bicycles. Magnet fishing is very popular here in Amsterdam. We're gonna cross now the Prinsengracht Canal. And this is the Leidsegracht Leiding Canal, that small canal that connects 3 main canals together.
Throughout the city, as a finder, you can challenge yourself by guessing what they might be.
Bus driver. It would be a great city to have the pizza because all the young people getting stuck. They'll be getting the munchies and they'll look at the pizzas. They'll do very well.
This is the Keizersgracht, or Emperor's Canal, named after the Austrian Emperor Maximilian. Of the 3 main canals dug during the city's expansion, the Keizersgracht is the widest. To orient yourself, picture the Herrengracht, or Gentleman's Canal, to our right, and the Prinsengracht, or Princess Canal, to our left. There are many coach houses on the right. They belong to the mansions over on the Herrengracht. Their large doors, big enough for a horse and carriage, make them easy to spot. Have you noticed how many homes have brick facades or faces? At first, Amsterdammers built their homes entirely out of wood. But after 2 massive fires at the end of the 16th century, the city took action. It passed a law requiring that all newly constructed buildings have facades made of non-flammable brick or stone. But all older buildings were still made of wood, and Amsterdam experienced one of its biggest fires along the Keizersgracht during the 18th century. Today, the risk of fire persists. Even though reinforced concrete is used for new construction, many of the older houses still have their original wooden skeletons.
If you visited this neighborhood 400 years ago, the streets would have been overrun with poor working-class people. You'd have to step around open sewers and steel yourself against the nasty smells of dead animals in the tanning business that hung heavy in the air. Many tanneries set up shop here, and some of the street names reflect this animal-based industry. You can
see modern building, it's the Anne Frank House Museum, next to the Anne Frank House, to the Prinsengracht. If you follow the road behind us, on the right you will come to the Dam Square behind the Royal Palace, it's very nearby. This church is also known where the former Queen Beatrix was married in this church, and there is an unmarked grave in the Western Church from the Rembrandt. Rembrandt was buried there. It was donation from somebody rich, because only the rich people used to be buried in churches, and we know for sure that Rembrandt died poor because he spent all his fortune on the women and all.
It was probably a private cruise.
Here on the left side they will keep the chickens on the roof. You know that.
We are now approaching Brouwersgracht, or the Brewers Canal. This canal was part of the city's 17th century expansion. It connects the three main canals, the Herengracht, the Keizersgracht, and the Prinsengracht, and used to form the northwest border of the city. With its arched bridges, many houseboats, and beautiful architecture, it's now one of the most picturesque waterways in the city.
But that wasn't always the case. Many of the industries banned from residential areas ended up here. That included the smelly ones, like a leather and railroad processing. And of course, beer brewing, which gave the Brewers Canal its name. Because water quality was so poor, people turned to beer as a safer, healthier drink. Only the rich could afford wine, which was imported, but everyone drank beer.
Many of the buildings you see are old workshops and factories or warehouses. Merchants originally stored goods in their houses, but as trade increased, more and more warehouses were built. See if you can spot some. Look for triangular spout gables and windows with wooden shutters. The shutters help keep goods dry and dark.
Yes, beautiful parking spot here on the left also.
Central Station, the transportation hub of Amsterdam, is built on 3 artificial islands and is supported by around 8,600 wooden piles. The building was designed by 2 architects, Países and Van Hent, and its front is really quite amazing. Made of red brick and white accents, it's a combination of Neo-Renaissance style and Neo-Gothic towers, and is called eclectical architecture.
Yes, we are passing now the empty bicycle parking place here on the left-hand side for about 2,500 bicycles. It's empty because we have the new one. After the bridge we're going to go above the largest underwater bicycle parking place in the world for about 7,000 bicycles. Here on the right-hand side you can see how the cyclists can come in down with their bicycles. In front of the central station, same active, same project as the right museum of course. Dear campers, except this one has 2 clocks. The clock on the left shows the wind direction. Mondriaan van west naar oost. And now here on the right hand side you can see Victoria Hotel on the corner, where they decided to build this hotel. They needed to buy property from all small houses that was there on the corner, and there was one owner who wouldn't sell his property cheap, he was waiting for a better price. So the hotel owners decided not to buy his property, and they built a hotel all around the small house. They also made a movie about it. If you continue down the road here on the right, you will come to the Dam Square, the very end of the Amstel River, Amsterdam, the dam on the river Amstel. And we are continuing now towards the east side, Oosterdok. And in front of us is the St. Nicholas Church, actually it's a basilic. Behind the basilic is the red light district.
It's impressive though.
Ah, mais on la voit de loin.
I hope he turned his boat so I don't
L'église.
check out the little lens. Can't really see it as well through the one side of the
Ça fait quoi comme
place. Looks
photo?
pretty cool.
Victoria Hotel, il est pour nous.
Fais juste attention pour l'appareil.
Oui, zoom. Moi, il y a très sauce.
C'est comme votre dans la main, two or three, so after the streets and
and technology. With lots of interactive exhibits, it's a popular place for families. As much as it looks like a show, that wasn't the original intention. The famous Italian architect, Renzo Piano, designed Nemo as an inverse reflection of the A tunnel, which runs beneath it. The building's height equals the depth of the tunnel. Nemo gets its green color from the oxidated copper that covers its wall. There's a unique sand-filled terrace on the roof where you'll find sunbathers searching for rays while enjoying beautiful views of the harbor and the city.
C'est ça, Titi, vas-y, prends.
Ah, c'est écrit Nemo.
Cruise ships from all over the world dock at the PTA, or Passenger Terminal Amsterdam. It's shaped like a wave, or the back of a whale. Some locals like to call it the goldfish, because the tourists brought here by the big cruise ships help to bolster the economy.
Yes, PTA, Passenger Terminal Amsterdam, is here to our left. And we are passing on the left-hand side Public Library, Booking.com, Cruise headquarters. And in front of the Booking.com you can see the small house on the corner. There are 28 of
The old harbor in a very large building that was once the weapon arsenal or warehouse for the Amsterdam Admiralty. There were originally 2 docks in front of the building for constructing and arming warships of the Dutch Republic with cannons and other weapons. A replica of a trade ship called the Amsterdam is now docked outside the museum, giving insight into just how small and cramped sailing conditions were.
The building was renovated and reopened in 2011. A beautiful domed glass roof was installed with a spacious inner courtyard. The roof is shaped like a compass rose, and during the day you can look up and see lines like those on an old map. After dark, hundreds of tiny LED lights blink on, creating the illusion of a starry night.
The museum is well worth a visit and contains shipping and sailing artifacts and collections of maps, weapons, model ships, as well as paintings of naval officers and dramatic sea battles.
Yes, you can see 2 figures representing 2 gods, Mercurius and Neptunus, at the steer of the ship. And actually the faces are of the volunteers that work on this replica. And you can see the chicken on the corner. The legend says if you bring a live animal on board, it's going to bring luck for a journey. Unfortunately, it didn't work for this one. Original one sank on his first voyage in Hastings in England. Now you can see the rooftop of the Nemo. In front of us, on the right, people like I told you, you can just climb the stairs up. You need to visit the museum itself. We're going to turn now into the
Oui.
So we're going to turn now into the old city center again through some of the 17th century locks. You can see the lock doors on the both sides again. And again you can see the small cylindrical house just in front of the bridges. Is also part of the suites, hotels.
Are illegal. So was blasphemy until 2014. Like every society, we Dutch have our taboos and disagreements. But on the whole, we're grateful to have a nation devoted to freedom for all. In 2013,
It's a botanical garden here coming up on the left side after the bridge, and another one of those small hotels here on the left. It's on suite. Up to the left, we're going to turn to the left on the Amstel River, and on the right hand side we're going to leave the very end of the Amstel River, and down square is right behind. Another sculpture here on the right hand side. Wood.
Ah oui.
So on the right hand side you will see the blue bridge.
So you're trying to picture? I can take it this way. The closest I get part of it.
Miren qué bajito que es esto.
Well, if you are not looking for eternal love, there are some places in Amsterdam where love lasts between 6 to 8 minutes. You need to pay for it. Here on the left hand side, next to the Royal Carré Theatre, you can see the construction that holds the original gable or the original facade of the house. There is nothing behind. They just demolished and they're going to build completely the new house behind the original gable.
We are now going through the Amstel locks. Until the 1870s, these locks were used to protect the city from tidewaters and flooding. Now, thanks to the big sea locks around the city, the canals are no longer affected by the tides. We used them until 2010 to create artificial currents that clean the water. Today, our waterways are so clear you could swim in them, but please don't.
keep an eye out for the Royal Theatre Carré, a stately four-story building with a curved roof line facing the Amstel. It was commissioned by circus master and businessman Oscar Carré. Originally used as a circus theater, today it hosts everything from theater and dance to concerts and variety shows.
So we are passing here on the right hand side the National Bank of the Netherlands. They used to keep gold reserve in the vault under the water level, and there is no gold anymore. They just renovated here, and also it's partly open for the public, so you can come from the other side and go to the right, all down to into the vault. They make nice story about history of the Netherlands and history of the gold they makes that vault was protected because if somebody breaks in, the water will flood completely the basement. So, like pyramids.
We're coming up on the De Pipe neighborhood. Some have likened De Pipe to the Latin Quarter of Paris. The area has transitioned from a neighborhood for the low-income working class at the end of the 19th century to the boho chic outpost of today.
One thing that hasn't changed is the famous Albert Kuip market. Shoppers have been browsing Amsterdam's largest outdoor market for more than 100 years. Once, it was the only market in the city to find such exotic items as olives and mangoes. You can purchase tickets to the Van Gogh Museum and the Rijksmuseum at any Stroma ticket shop.
Sí, una horita duró. No, una hora y cuarto.